Hello everyone, this is Absar Ali. In this video, we're going to learn about how we can integrate the Gmail API with our application using Node.js. In my last video, we saw how we can generate access token and refresh token in a manual steps using your terminal or the postman. But in this case, we'll be using automatic way how we can generate access token and the refresh token, right? So we'll be using Node.js for this or JavaScript based JavaScript language. So automatically it will generate everything for us, right? So before that, I would recommend to go to this particular video, my last video, where you can understand how things works, how you can generate access token and refresh token manually as well from Postman or the command line, right? And yeah, you'll able to understand in detail. I have explained there how we can check different things, right? I got a couple of questions regarding how this OAuth2 works in a real application, how we are using, how redirect works, etc. So I'll just quickly give you a little bit about how this thing works. Suppose I can open a new uh, tab here, and then I'll just quickly show you how in the real world how this thing works. If I go make my trip website, if you'll see, and if I try to log in, so there are two way of logging. All right, so the first one is with your Facebook, and the second one is with login with your Google account. So if we're using your Google account, a Gmail account, you will be able to log in with the Make My Trip. So if I click on this, so you'll see here something like if you see this URL, and if I go here and make it visible here, you can see here redirect URL or URI is something like this, www.makemytrip.com. That means when you able to when you will authenticate this with your Gmail, then you will be navigating to this www.makemytrip.com, all right, with the permission, etc., and it will also give you the token, etc., from this particular URI. All right, so this is how it works. And yeah, you can use with your own application. Suppose you are creating a new application where you want to integrate the Gmail as a login method, so you can do as well similar to Make My Trip, or you can do with the Facebook or any other um, social media platform also you can include over here. So this is how OAuth2 works, that will authorize your application with respect to a third party service provider, like for example with the Google or Facebook or Twitter, etc. So okay, let's start it with our Node.js way to generate access token and a refresh token. First of all, just search for Gmail API in the Google, Gmail API, and the first link that you'll be seeing here, Gmail API Google developers, just click on that. And once you'll be in here, just click on the guides here. Then you can select which language that you want to do, right? Want to generate the access token or uh, the uh, 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 the refresh token. So in this case, I'll be using Node.js, and maybe in the next video, I'll be using a couple of other languages as well. But for this video, I'll be doing the Node.js. So if you are using the Node.js, it's mandatory to you must have Node installed in your machine. To install Node, just go to your Google and type Node.js install. So you can install based on your configuration. I should be able to install. So that means if you open your terminal or your CMD, so if you see uh, Node version, oh, sorry. So once you type node hyphen hyphen version, you should see the latest version or whichever version you have installed. It doesn't matter. You should have a node installed in your machine. All right. Then only you'll be able to do in this particular case how we can generate access token and uh, a refresh token using JavaScript, right? So install it if you haven't installed yet, and then we'll do other things. So if you see prerequisite, the first one is Nodejs and npm install. So yeah, it comes within the npm will come inside Nodejs. If you have already installed Nodejs, you should be able to see npm as well. Like you can see npm. All right, so you should see something like this. Okay. And then second thing is you should have a Google account with the Gmail enabled. Okay, so that means if you do not have a Gmail enabled, so you need to enable the Gmail API for that particular Google account. Okay, so first one, just create a Google account. Then come to here, the step one, turn on the Gmail API. The first thing, just click on this, enable Gmail API. All right. So in here, you can see a couple of options available. So if you are creating the OAuth2 for web browser based application, then you can choose this one. If you are using for web server, you can use this one. If you're creating this authentication, like we see for we saw for Make My Trip, right? So if you're doing that for iOS device, then you can choose this iOS. If you're doing for Android device, you can choose this one, Android. Or if you use Chrome, something like that, right? So in my case, I'll be just using web server or something like that. And here the redirect URL. So the redirect URL is something that will navigate back to your particular application once the authentication is being done, right? So in our case, let's use just localhost. So why not? Because we don't have any website currently. So what I'll be doing, I'll just go to localhost so that it will be blank page, kind of. All right. So now just create. So it will create application. It will create a credential for this. Okay. So now this is done. So what I'll be getting here, I got the client ID, I got the client secret. Okay. Just copy that somewhere. Maybe I'll just save it in here. This is my client ID. And another one is client secret. Okay, I do have a client secret here. All right, so this is the one. And the next thing that I need to do is just let's download this client configuration as well. It's a credential JSON format, right? So I can download it. I downloaded the credential.json, credentials.json file. Then the next step, okay, install the library, install the client library, this one npm install this, you need to install it. So before that, you need to do one thing. You need to create a node project. Okay, so then only you will be able to install this particular library, you can say. All right, so let's see how we can do that. So I created one folder here, Google API, Gmail, and let me open the terminal. Okay, so I opened the terminal at that particular folder. So in here, I need to create one node project. So for that, I just need to write npm init, okay, and give the name of the uh, package name. Anything else you can provide. You can say Gmail API, and version is default. Description, if you want, you can just provide. Otherwise, just make it empty. Okay, no need. Okay, and yes. So now our project is being created. So to check that whether the project is being created or not, just go to that particular folder here, and you can see package.json is being created automatically. All right. So that's cool. And yeah, I can also see here package.json is being created. Then you need to do is npm install of this particular library. So here I'll just paste that. So it will take a little bit of time, and it will say it's added these 35 packages, and you can see something more now. So there is a node module, then package.json. Within the package.json that is being added. So if I see in our Visual Studio Code, then it will be clear and more readable. So I open that folder here uh, in my VS Code, and I can see within the Gmail folder I do have package.json, and within the package.json in the dependency section I do have Google APIs and whatever I provided during creation of this project, right? And I do have Node modules, all the libraries available within this Node module. Okay, so that's cool. And the next thing that we'll be doing, or we need to create a index.js uh, file and just copy paste everything whatever present within here. All right, so let's see how we can do that. And I'll create a file here within here. All right, so new file index.js, or from command line also you can do the same thing. All right, and we need uh, the credential.json file within this folder. All right, so what I need to do is just copy the credential. Here we had. All right, so copy and paste. Okay, so what I can do, copy credential, and just I'll go to that and paste here within this Gmail, right? Okay, now credentials.json is being there, and within the same directory I do have index.js and package.json. So everything is fine. You can see in here, here also within the credential.json we do have client ID, we do have project ID and auth URL, and this some certificate, client secret is available, and redirect URL we have provided localhost. All right, so one more thing that you need to change here, instead of web you need to write installed. So this is something that you need to make sure this is being changed as a installed. All right, so this is the one thing that you need to change in your credentials.json. Right, I had a couple of issues when it is web. So when I fixed it with the install, so it worked fine for me. All right, so make sure you change this. All right, so this is done. The next step would be to do just run, I think. Yeah, so just need to run it node then dot, so it will run, and it will navigate to that particular. We'll see what happens. All right, so I'm within this Google API, then I need to go to the Gmail, right? cd Gmail folder. Okay, so I'm inside here where I have index.json, we have package.json, and credential.json. With the same directory should be there, right? Then just do node dot. All right, so you got authorize this app by visiting this URL. This is the URL. So what you need to do, just copy this everything, okay, from here to here, and go to a browser, in your browser, and click enter. So in here, you just select your account. So I'm using this training, and you'll see this app is not verified. So just click on advanced and go to quick start. That is unsafe, but it's fine. So here you need to grant the permission, right? Here you need to see, you need to say allow, view your email settings, etc. So allow it. So once you allow it, confirm your choice, and you need to allow again, and that's it. So just if you see, as I said, it will redirect to a local host because we haven't a valid, we don't have any valid website. So it is going to local host. If you have your own website, then it will go to your website. So you can see localhost code is being generated. Okay, and the Gmail here is only read only. We cannot send or something, but the letter will change this scope as well, right? This scope is read only. So okay, so you need to copy the whole code from here till here. All right, so copy this, the code only, and provide in within this terminal, enter the code from that page. All right, whatever code that we got in this URL, like code for to here, just copy that and paste it here and click enter. All right, so now you should see there is another JSON file is being created. That is called token.json, right? So if you see here, you got your access token, you got your refresh token, you got a scope, all right? And everything is working fine, right? So yeah, it's a quick way to generate your access token and refresh token, and you can reuse anywhere. Like if you follow my first video here, we had to take care of a lot of things to generate this access token and all, and you can directly go to this part 2 of read Gmail uh, API or Gmail inbox using Java based code as well. So you can just replace this access token, refresh token there in this part 2. All right. So you can do that as well. So that would be easier. Or if you want to go ahead and want to do within this JavaScript itself, so you can do as well. So here what we are doing is we are just reading our Gmail's labels. All right, what are the what all the labels present within this Gmail? So we are checking that. So here you can see uh, label are chat, sent, inbox, important, trash. Those are the things that available. All the label here we are reading. So we can also read some emails as well. All right. So we'll see that. Okay, so in this particular case, we do have in the index.json, if you check the scopes, we do have only read on Gmail, read only access. So if you want to change that, the scopes of the Gmail, if you want to compose or if you want to give all the access, full access, then just place this one. So it has full access to account, including permanent deletion of thread, message. This scope should only be requested if your application need immediately and permanently delete the thread. And okay, so there are a lot of scopes available. You can also put compose or maybe insert. So for compose, it's a create, a read, update, and delete the drafts, send message and drafts, etc. Right? So you can use any of them. All right. And if you want to only send this, send message only, no read or modify privilege on the mailbox. So you can put these things. All right. So if you want to change that, suppose I want to do this. Okay, so I need to just change this particular line. And before that, you need to delete the token.json so that it will generate another access token and a refresh token for you. All right. And if you run the same node dot, all right, node, maybe if I delete this, all right. So again, just need to go to this site, and you need to authenticate, right? So that will be done the similar way that we already did earlier. So I think this would be fine at the moment. And yeah, in the next video, maybe we'll talk a little bit about how we can read inbox in the next video. And also we'll be seeing how we can do the same thing with the Java based as well. All right. See you in the next video, and bye for now.